Hello and welcome to Samantha Sutherland TV. I'm your host, Samantha Sutherland, and I'm so pleased that you've joined us for this episode of Samantha Sutherland TV. I'm here with Jess Suter. Say hello. So I have driven all the way over to Norwich to see Jess, and she is such a phenomenal entrepreneur. That's why I've made this long journey, but I love driving. So Jess started her own business when she was 19 years old. She's 20 and her business has gone global. Her clients span across the globe, and I'm so excited that she's here on this interview with me to talk about what she does. She's in public relations, and well, I'm going to let you introduce yourself to the Samantha Sutherland TV audience.
Okay, well, my name is Jess Suter. I started my business almost a year ago now, and basically, in a nutshell, I help good people and good businesses to inspire, inform and create through the media and also other channels, wherever is best for them to reach their audience, really.
That's fantastic. So if you've got a product or a service and you're looking to raise the profile for your business or for yourself, you really need to be paying good attention to this interview and probably getting in touch with Jess as well. I'd highly recommend that. So Jess, what I'd like to ask you is, what inspired you at the age of 19 to start a business? Because I know there's a lot of young people out there, 18, 19, 20, that think business is not for me, I need to have a bag of experience, nobody will take me seriously. What inspired you first of all to start your business at the tender age of 19?
Wow, I think that was all kind of a chance, really. I started in the public relations industry when I was 16, and obviously I worked my way up and I got more experience and handled like more client accounts, and then I took a break from my life, and obviously I took a break from public relations, and people just kept asking me, please tell me that you're still in PR, you know, I really need to talk to you, I really need you to work with me, and yes, it just kind of happened, really.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So basically you've been doing a lot of good work. People were missing you when you took your break. Where did you go?
Well, I flew out to Malta.
Oh, lovely. So it was really that the service that you had been providing in an employed situation, and the fact that you were missed. Mm-hmm. And people were contacting you like, hey, we miss you, what's going on, you know, can you help me do this, can you help me do that?
Yeah.
That's really what inspired you to start working for yourself, is it?
Yeah, and also the people that were getting in contact with me were the kinds of people that I get on really well, you know, because they've got the same morals and ethics and like outlook on life, you know, which is all very positive. And then it gave me the idea of, you know, one of the things in business which I didn't enjoy was working with people that you know, didn't quite align with me, you know, and my values and what I think should happen, sort of thing. So it was good to then meet loads and loads of new people who have the same like values and ethics, and that's how the Change PR came about, because there isn't enough positive news stories, there isn't enough positive like causes or businesses which are showcased, so that's kind of been my main mission, really.
Fantastic. We need more people like Jess. So Change PR, you set that up a year ago, just about a year ago.
Yeah.
And could you let our audience know exactly what it is that a PR agency does?
Sure. Well, overall, the PR's job is to first know their client. So, you know, you kind of feel like they're more of an employee as opposed to an outsourced PR company. And then they understand your message, and then what they do is they communicate your message through the media or straight to your audience. Obviously there's different platforms now like social media and publicity stunts actually in the public directly. And all in all, the overall result is to communicate whatever message you have or whatever product or book maybe of you know, help really for other people. And it sort of influences their decision to then either buy with you or to use your services or to support your cause. So
It's a very invaluable service because if you're going to start a business, especially how I'm suggesting that you start your own businesses from home on a low budget, how are you going to get your message out there? Now, it's good that you've got a website, and it's good that you'll probably have videos, because obviously I encourage that highly. However, you do need to go a couple of steps further. So I know that there are some of you out there that have never heard of me before, and probably you'd only come across me through articles that had been written about me in newspapers, or it could have been through interviews that I've done on television. So this is what we're talking about, raising your public profile for either yourself as a person or for your business or product. This is very important to actually connect with your potential customers so that you can get to incorporate that know, like and trust, so they will actually go ahead and make that purchase decision.
right on.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break and we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back. Okay, so what we're going to do now is explore any difficulties or challenges that Jess faced when she started her business. Remember, she started it when she was 19 years old. So I know that there are a number of you watching these shows that are just about to leave school or university, and you may think to yourself that you can't start a business. Well, here's living proof. Jess did it. So let's talk about that. Now, did you have any reservations in starting your business initially at 19?
I did, yes. Purely to do with my age, because obviously I thought, you know, the people I'm going to be working with will be like a lot older than me, and when they find out my age, they might kind of like think of me, I say like a young adult who doesn't really know anything, if you see what I mean. But really, after talking to people, number one, the age thing really didn't come up, and secondly, no one cares as long as you do a really good job and you know what you're doing. You know, it's fine. And in fact, I got the opposite really, because people were saying to me, so how old are you? And I'll say 19, and they'd be like, oh my god, really? You know, and they'd be more like happily shocked rather than, oh, really? You know, so it's all good. It's all good.
Fantastic. So I would like to look at the support structure, because I know for young people starting up a business, there's a lot more help available to you guys out there. So I'd like Jess to tell us about the support that you'd actually received when you started your business at 19.
Sure. Well, firstly, I started out with Team Business Forum, which is actually a client of mine, and they're based in the US, and it's an online support place really for young people that are thinking about going into business. Has all sorts of like different like topics, and you have so many different like teampreneurs who are in different industries, so help is always available there. And I worked with them on the first ever Global Teen Business Summit as well. We had like the legendary Guy Kawasaki speaking. It was amazing. So all of that was really helpful too. But with further support, I actually went with the Prince's Trust, and they can help you with a really good like loan, up to 2,500, which is brilliant for a startup. They also put you on a week intensive enterprise course, and they cover like loads and loads on there, which is really helpful. And then you also get assigned a mentor for 2 years, and my mentor is absolutely fabulous, and yeah, she's been with me really from my second month in, and you know, they give you so much help and support, and yeah, so
That's fantastic. So how much value would you put on a mentor? Because starting a business up on your own, effectively, which is what you had done, how much value would you put on that mentor?
priceless, really. Priceless. I mean, her background itself is like really impressive, and you know, I'm like, wow, she's mentoring me. That's amazing, you know. They're so good though with their mentors, because you know, they research every mentor that goes with them, and they actually kind of like match you up depending on what industry you're in, where their experience is. So I actually received a mentor who's got a big background in marketing, which is really, really handy, because obviously I'm in PR and they kind of work really well together. So yeah, it's definitely worth asking them.
It's definitely worth asking advice. I would strongly suggest that. Now, obviously, not everybody's happy to give advice, but keep asking, get that support, especially if you're a young person. In the UK, there's a lot of help available for you. And like Jess has just told us, you know, some of the help that she got was in America. She's based in the UK. So online is pretty much where you can get a lot of help, I think.
Yeah.
As a young person.
Yeah, totally.
And how do your friends actually look at you as a young entrepreneur who's going places?
Well, I know it sounds a bit cheesy, but they've said that they look up to me, and they're so proud of me, and you know, there's clever clogs and stuff like that. But yeah, like I say to them, you know, there's nothing to stop them from doing the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that goes for all of us. So people that are not young anymore, it's not too late, you know, and especially the way the internet has actually changed everything. So if you look at me, for an example, when I started my online letting agency, originally you would need to have a high street shop with all the expenses and a bag of staff, but with my computer, internet access and mobile phone, I started my business and turned a profit in 6 days. So there's nothing stopping you from actually starting something. It's just about you looking at what your passion is, okay, what skills you have, and how you can package that up to offer something out there that people will buy into. So I'm very proud of what you've done, Jess, and
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure that our audience out in Samantha Sutherland TV land are thinking, oh my gosh, you know, because you're the first person that I've interviewed so far who started a business as a teenager, and I'm very proud to have you on my show.
Oh, thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break and see you on the other side. Welcome back. Okay, I'm here with Jess Suter, and what we're going to do now is explore some of your success stories. If you'd be happy to share, we'd be
Yes,
very
of
happy
course.
to know.
Right, well, where do I start? They're all really, really, really exciting and interesting and fun and positive, all in their own different way. So I'll kind of start from the start, I guess. The first company which I started working with was Wet Nose Animal Aid, and they're absolutely wonderful. The owners are so kind-hearted, and they go out of their way every single day running different gigs and events, and they even run an award ceremony which this year had Dame Judi Dench attend and give an award to the small and struggling animal shelters across the globe. So you have to keep in check with them and literally like get involved with all their different campaigns. We have Wet Nose Fundraising Week this year. We have Rock for Rescue, which is the second ever live gig to raise money for animals. And it's just nice to be a part of the team and know that hopefully with the work and money that we raise, we could have saved an animal's life, because they're also overrun and crowded that unfortunately animals get put down or they have to die because there's not enough money for the treatment. So that's really, really rewarding. Also, like I said before, I started working with the Team Business Forum, and I worked on the Team Business Summit. We've got some great speakers, like Guy Kawasaki, who's the former evangelist of Apple. And yeah, we got that in the Telegraphs at EAM, all over the place really, which was really good. And we teamed up with businesszone.co.uk, which is also really good for if you're looking to start a business. And yeah, so we reached 600 teenagers on our first ever event, which was brilliant. So we're hoping to inspire some more.
That's fantastic. So the role that you played was to raise awareness for it?
Yeah. It was to make people know that it was happening, and to identify new ways in which we can get it noticed. So through the media, through social media, online, even through word of mouth as well, which was just, worked so well. And yeah, we've got some great coverage from it all, which is always a bonus, because obviously that helps with future events for, say, sponsorship and progression and people reporting for the future events. So it's not always the immediate launch or the immediate event which you should think about. It's the domino effect from the long-term PR really.
Yeah, I can second that. Off of the back of some of the things that I've done, I had been invited to do other things, and that's because of the original things that I were marketing and promoting and getting people to know about. And definitely 100%, it's not always a case that the PR activities will give you instant results, but on a long-term basis you will be benefiting and reaping the rewards down the line. So it's very important. Sorry, Liz.
Yeah, of course. Another lady which I work with who's just amazing, is called Idelo Mani, and she is a pioneer in energetic communication, which obviously you apply to everyday life. So energetic communications helps you to feel like you're whole, like you're reaching your full potential in business and personal life. and we've worked together now nearly for a year, and she's reached over 25 million people, and that was through the media, and this is excluding her social media presence, which is absolutely amazing too. So yeah, she's another fantastic lady that we've been working with, and she's now about to launch over to America with her book, which you have to keep an eye out for. It's called Path of the Peaceful Warrior, The Science and Facts Behind Energetic Communication.
Okay, so you were responsible for all of the PR activities that was going on there, and you got the 25 million.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd like to repeat that for the audience. That's just a phenomenal statistic, and a very. I think that deserves a round of applause. But would you please reiterate to the Samantha Sutherland TV audience what you'd actually achieved for this person?
Sure.
So if you could let us know at what stage she approached you and what her standing was, and then what results you managed to get for her, and in what period of time you managed to do that for her.
Sure. Well, she came to me as a startup. She'd already had like a good base on social media, and really she came to me to sort of like lift off, to sort of really start to get the ball rolling. So we spoke, and I read her books, and we talked so much, and obviously I got to know everything about her work, which then provided me with the ability to then go and promote that. She's been published in America, she's been on Sky TV, she's been on the radio in the UK and the US. She's been in countless magazines and online magazines as well. So,
and this is all down to you.
Yeah.
You see, I never fail to deliver. So for those of you out there that are looking to start a business, for example, we've just spoken about somebody that was just starting out. They're at the very beginning of the journey, and Jess actually provided a phenomenal service and a great following. It would sound as though a fantastic PR job. She's 20 years old. She knows what she's doing. So are there any other successes you would like to tell us about?
Oh, there's so many. Well, I also work with plus size model Mayo Anthea Edabi, and she's an amazing woman. She's young, she does modelling, she also has a full-time job. She's starting NPOW, which is a service for young people to help them to get into the creative industries. We created the Red Alert Youth Beauty campaign, which is an international campaign designed to show the negative effects that the media has on young women, and also to help them to celebrate their individuality. And that's been blasted all over the place. We've been on the Huffington Post, we've been in Vogue. Literally, it's gone so global, it's amazing. And we've started to get stories from young women, because that's part of the campaign. We ask women to share their stories and how they feel about the media and how they feel about themselves. And some people might think maybe people don't want to think about that, but we can't stop it. We think negatively about our body image every single day, but by getting it out in the open and by sharing that, you realise that you're not alone, and then that helps you to realise that we're all individuals. We all think about, we've got different flaws, where some people might think that person's absolutely fine. They probably don't think so themselves, because we're so caught up in this fake reality. I remember there was a model in a magazine, she was photoshopped within an inch of her life, and she said to the press, can't remember what her name is now, but she said, "I wish I looked like," and then she said her name. It just goes to show that a lot of the things that young women are, you know, hounded with are unrealistic.
Yeah, I have to agree. The images that go out, totally unrealistic, and when you actually meet the people in person, you'd be quite surprised to see what the real person looks like. Photoshop's a fantastic tool. It's a beautiful program. I have it, but I think if you're growing up and you're looking at people that have been photoshopped, you'll actually believe that this is what they look like. Yeah. And I'm aware as well that people have started photoshopping. It's probably not Photoshop, but something similar on video. So it doesn't just stop with, you know, photographs, and that's such a beautiful thing that you've done there to raise awareness, because it's important that people feel good about themselves, to actually enjoy the life that you have. You only have one, and if you spend the majority of your life, you know, just being totally unhappy with how you look and always fighting, I don't know, to look a particular way, and it's going to make you feel insecure. This is an important subject matter, and well done you.
Thank you. Thanks.
So yes, even though Jess is only 20 years old, clearly you can see that she is a phenomenal PR person with a beautiful business that's going places. So I would strongly recommend you get in touch with her. You're seeing her here. What's fantastic, what I actually like a lot about Jess, is that she is a person who is not trying to make out that, you know, I am the best thing since sliced bread. Like me, really. So, very approachable. Okay, so to wrap up on this segment of the show, do you have maybe one more story that you'd like to tell us? I know you've got bags and bags.
Well, I am starting to campaign myself on the effects of the media as a whole, and what they do to increase things like depression and anxiety and paranoia.
That's a big subject. Yeah, that's massive.
And I contribute to the Huffington Post, which is one of the largest online newspapers in the world, really, because they started in the US and now they've branched into the UK and Canada. And you can check out my latest story, which is called "Why We Should Have Good News for You," which has loads of statistics and facts, and and there's a little bit of personal information of why it's important. So it's something that people can relate to, and hopefully more and more media outlets will start publishing positive and good news, as opposed to the negative, everyone's dying kind of stuff that they tend to print.
The negative media sells. I think that's really, you know, if positive news sold, probably they would have gone that way, but it's a money thing for them. So it would be nice to mix it up a bit, you know, put some good news and obviously the not so good news. Balance it out so that, you know, people aren't walking around scared to walk out of their door for all of the horrible things that's going on out there according to the media.
So I think that's Post are a prime example. They have their mainstream news, but they also have their own good news section, which was recently launched, and that has all the positive news stories that people should know about, which is such a nice balance. Because if there's an alternative, then people can tune into that. People don't have to expose themselves to negativity, which could then obviously, you know, interfere with their own lives and their own health and their own thoughts and feelings. You know?
Well, it does. It will impact on your life if all you're tuned into is bad news. It's a fact. You know, so. Okay. So Jess has done some phenomenal things, and I would strongly recommend you get in touch with her. Log on to the website, which is
www.thechangepr.com.
So that's thechangepr.com, and you can follow her on Twitter, which is at thechangepr. And her Facebook page is?
/ The Change PR.
Okay, so easy for you to remember, The Change PR, and that's where you'll be able to find Jess. And I'm just so pleased that you're here and that you're doing this. And there should be more people like Jess out there. I know I've already said it, but there should be. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a very quick break, and we'll catch you on the other side. Welcome back. Okay, so what we're going to look at right now is the benefit of consulting with a PR agency such as Jess's, The Change PR. Now, what most of you will be thinking of when you're starting a business or you've got a product or a service, something like that, you'll think, oh, I need to put out some adverts. Now, there are a lot of ways that you can actually get promotion and recognition where you could be deemed as an expert without actually spending that type of money for advertising. So what we're going to do now, with the help of Jess, is actually go through some of the activities that can take place through, well, let's just say with Jess. I'm not going to beat around the bush. So what activities do you actually undertake to raise the public profile for your clients?
Well, there's a few key areas. Obviously, everyone's heard of press releases or news releases, whatever you like to call them. And they're basically a short news story, about 300 words, about something related to your company. So it could be like a company announcement, it could be something that's happening in the media which is relevant, or your spokesperson could comment on. Those kind of stories sell really, really well. It could also be about an event or a launch of a book or a product. But always remember, do not make it salesy, because it's meant to be news, not an advert. So if you can find a happy medium, then that would be brilliant. There's also article placements. So when you see in a newspaper or a magazine, or even online, like steps or tips, or even like a general sort of story really, or a feature, they tend to stem from a company who has promoted themselves through public relations. So you offer your free advice, and in return you get credits. So you get obviously your name, your company, and the website.
Which is very powerful.
Yeah, definitely, because people look at you in there and they think, oh wow, that person knows their stuff, I'm well going to go and check them out.
It's so true, because on that same page could be an advert, but a lot of us don't actually look at the ads.
yeah, exactly. There's also TV and radio pitching, which is pretty straightforward. So you approach them to talk about a certain subject that may be in the news, or a particular launch which is really interesting, or even like a publicity stunt, or event coverage. There's all sorts which can, you can work with to approach them with. And obviously they're a great channel for publicity. Another way in which you can gain interest from the public or your audience are through publicity stunts. So that could be, say for example, you're a charity and you're trying to raise money, and it's Easter and you have a giant fluffy bunny costume. and you run around hiding eggs, and you get the public interested, and you set up your own little egg hunt, and you can give them goodie bags or flyers as well with all your details on there. Obviously, if you're relevant to floppy bunnies and stuff.
I might put on a bunny outfit and go around central London talking about how you can start your own business from home. You never know. Yeah. Look out for me in your local town.
That would be brilliant.
I may do it.
Another great way is through events as well. So you can do, say, a 2-hour free seminar or something like that, or a paid for event to celebrate something, or even to create like an awareness day which is relevant to what you do. Say for example, if I created a national positive news story day or something like that, it's relevant, but it's not just all about my company, it's to benefit other people. You always have to think like that even if you approach PR for yourself, which some people try to do. Obviously it's always good to work with someone who has expertise in that field, just like it is for any other industry.
Well, I'd second that, because you won't want to get it wrong.
Yeah.
If you get it wrong, you could actually sabotage your efforts and, draw down the name of your company, yourself, your product. So I would always seek professional advice on such a thing as this, because the world will be watching, okay?
Of course. And you've got to think that maybe it's not the immediate effect to the public which you're sabotaging, but it's that key relationship with that journalist who is a key influencer of your public. If you destroy that relationship, chances are they're not going to change journalists every day. So you have to be aware of these sorts of things and consult a professional, and trust in the process, really. It doesn't happen overnight. I always say, PR is not a one-night stand, it's a marriage, because you're in there for the long term. Do you really want to be like a 1-minute wonder, like someone that goes on Eurovision, or someone that goes on the X Factor and then they get booed off and stuff? It might seem like really fun and exciting at the time, but if you don't have consistent exposure, then you're just going to go and disappear into the background. Whereas if you maintain it and you're in it for the long run, then everything's just going to get better and better, and your profile's going to really build. Just keep that in mind as well, and also keep in mind that PR does take time. It's not a quick fix, which a lot of people seem to think. On average, for example, it takes about a year for a business person to really get recognised within the media, so you can get good opportunities in the run-up and all that sort of thing in that year. But it's about a year until the media actually sort of acknowledge you and rely on you and come to you as an expert and a source for feature stories.
Worth bearing in mind. So what we'd like to do now is let everybody know how they can get in touch. I know we've said it a couple of times, but just in case you weren't ready.
Well, you can get in touch through the website, which is www.thechangepr.com. You can also tweet us at thechangepr, and also you can find us on Facebook. That'd be really cool if you could like us, which is /thechangepr.
Fantastic. Well, I hope that this interview has proved to you that, number one, as a young person you can start a business, and not all young people are as the media would like to portray them, because I'm sat right here. with Jess, who is 20 years old. She started her business when she was 19, and I've let her do most of the talking, and I'm pretty sure you can hear that she has some very valuable information. She knows what she's talking about, and not only that, she's actually producing results. Okay, so take this very seriously. I know this has been a beautiful interview, but if you are one of my viewers overseas and you're looking to break into the UK, this is a recommendation right here. You know, get in touch with Jess, or you can get in touch with me and I'll put you in touch with Jess. You've got her details there. Check her out. She is dynamic. She's not going anywhere anytime soon, and I'm so pleased to have had the opportunity to interview her today. So is there anything that you'd like to finish off with and let Samantha Sutherland TV audience know about?
Yeah, just never doubt yourself. You know, don't let your insecurities or fears or anxiety get in the way of what you want to pursue. Because all you have to do is believe that you can do it, and the job's done. And you know, you can only get better. Things can't get worse. Not if you really, really like focus on it. Yeah.
That's very good advice, and like I say, it's just really confirming what I've said already, which is focus on something that you are truly passionate about. Now, some of you may not be aware of how many hours and days actually goes into starting a new business. And let me tell you, if you're enjoying yourself, you won't even notice how long you're spending to start your business and grow your business, because you're passionate about it. And yeah, well, there's nothing else really for me to say on this episode, except I'll be seeing you on the next. Okay, so if you've enjoyed the video, you've enjoyed this interview with Jess, click like. So I want to see how many likes there are on this one, and feel free to share it and let people know about it. If you know people that could use the services of Jess at The Change PR, let them know. Show them the video, give them the link. Okay, all right, so I'll be catching you very soon. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye.